Okay. It would be easiest to have some context for this if I told you the problems that we wanted to solve. And understand that we've built a second-generation online banking system that we sell to credit unions and to banks. And so about 2 years ago, I'm the co-founder of the company, and I had some other founders with me. We're all banking and software guys. And we were all sitting around talking about the fact that in a decade, we hadn't seen really anything change much in online banking. It was just a transactional system. And we kept asking ourselves, you know, we're software guys, you know, we're architect guys. How would we do it differently if we did it from the ground up? And what problems would we solve? And so we really came down to 3 problems that we saw that we wanted to try to fix in the world. The first problem is that the online banking systems were strictly transactional. There really wasn't much else going on, so they didn't look that good. There wasn't really that much functionality within the system. There wasn't that much flexibility for me as a user. And we thought, you know, if we rebuilt a platform instead of an application, so in other words, we built online banking like Google or Facebook would build it, you know, that would solve that problem. The other thing we looked at was, you know, when we come to shows like this and we listen to everybody get up and talk, there's a lot of really neat services, but the problem is you'd have to go to 12 different websites to be able to get all these different services. And we thought, why aren't all those services kind of aggregated in the online banking system, which is where the vast majority of financial customers is they're at the online banking system at an FI. And then the last thing is we all had kids. And so we kept asking ourselves, you know, there's never been an online banking flavor, as it were, for young people. And young people need financial literacy. I mean, there's a lot of things they need. They have accounts. But, you know, they certainly wouldn't want to use adult online banking. And so by solving those 3 problems, it caused us to build the iThryv platform. So I could show you many different looks of this. And the important thing to understand is our concept is that you demographically target flavors of online banking. And so once you've built a platform like we've built, really the skins and the look and feel become a bit irrelevant because everything's built in zones, everything's built in SOA architecture, so we can create whatever kind of look we want. We were much more concerned about what functionality we put into the system. And so you're looking at a flavor that was designed for, let's say, 18 to 24-year-olds, okay? So here's what we mean by a platform. These are all widgets when you look over here on the side. And so what we do is create a very large widget inventory. And so we might have, let's say, 60, 75 widgets at the moment that have all kinds of different functionality. And a user can go construct what kind of functionality they want by just picking a widget and assembling their toolbars. So they can assemble a desktop, they can assemble their banking toolbar, their learn, their make money toolbar, and they just assemble that by picking out which widgets would be valuable to them. And then they can click on any of the widgets and obviously get that functionality. So in this case, we've partnered with iPay. And so we've got iPay's online bill pay that's built into this widget. So we not only have widgets that we've built that provide a lot of functionality for users, we partner with other organizations to build widgets where we can deliver their functionality inside of this online banking system. So when we asked ourselves the question of what does OLB need that it doesn't have today, we started saying to ourselves, you know, there's interesting things like intelligent content delivery that you'd want to do. So, I mean, all the way up and down the demographics, it's nice to be able to help with financial literacy at the point of transaction, at the OLB. And so one of the things we did is said, let's build a really sophisticated content management system where we can deliver video, graphics, text, you know, all around 2 things, either financial literacy or some type of promotion that the FI wants to run, tied to that specific user. And so in this case, you know, this user's logged in. We understand how this user has done transactions. I mean, we've studied what financial literacy questions they've answered, maybe even what financial literacy games they've played. And so because of that, we've been able to rate them, almost like you can rate people in a game, so that we can deliver content to them. So in this case, we might deliver a video, you know, where a person's talking about some specific aspect of financial literacy, okay? But again, we can deliver from we have a very large inventory of content that we've assembled from people like the Federal Reserve and FDIC and Jumpstart and even folks like Dave Ramsey, right, who have worked with us to provide content within our content database that we can deliver intelligently. We also realized, you know, you need to have some kind of reward system. So we built an incentive marketplace, an incentive system into our platform, where the FI can actually construct a model of, well, you know, I'd like to give people points for logging in, and I'd like to give them points for making deposits, and I'd like to give them points for looking at new products. But they can assemble a reward model where, almost like frequent flyer miles, the user can get points that they can then spend in a marketplace. Okay? Again, there's all kinds of functionality that we can put in there. I mean, just to show you, you can put in the basic kinds of widgets like budget widgets. You can put in goal widgets. You know, lots, again, of third-party widgets. So think about the fact that this is a platform. We can now aggregate lots of the cool services that you see, but all at the point of OLB. So that's the point. And just so you have an idea, you know, when I say that this is a platform, you know, let me show you a completely different look. So, you know, we told you that one of the demographics that we were curious about was students, young people. So could you create an OLB all the way down from 5 years old to 10 years old? Because they've got savings accounts, in some cases they're starting to have debit cards. And so, you know, this is the same platform, just with a tweaked UI. It still has widgets across the top, but they're a little bit simpler. Still has a content delivery system. Okay, still has content delivered here. But it allows us to even do some interesting things like create widgets all around, you know, how kids could make money. So in this case, there's a whole series of business plans that kids can go out and do neighborhood business plans, okay, that they can figure out how to earn money. So lots of capabilities that you've traditionally never seen in an online banking system. So look, at the end of the day, what we're really about is creating this whole new generation of online banking and supporting banks and credit unions in being able to use a platform like this to do the demographically targeted. And what we're looking for next is a senior citizen flavor, a Hispanic flavor, a young married couple flavor. So just imagine a whole suite of flavors that a FI can offer to people. So that's what we're about. Thank you.